Hey, everybody. Michelle is here on Monday. And I've been outside working in the front yard because I need to get that all nice and neat and trimmed and, get it nice and neat and trim. That's about it. Um, what's so nice is in the backyard, I don't have to do very much of anything. I told you I got those bamboos back there and they do all the work. And for the most part, I don't really have to do much in the backyard, but the backyard was the biggest challenge when I got this house, the biggest challenge. And so now it's working its way up, and like I said, nature will take care of itself. If we don't have to interfere. Bamboos need water. Every now and then you're gonna have to cut down at the near the root, not necessarily the root, but cut it down because they do spring up everywhere, and they sometimes will go through into someone's yard. Always make sure they're clumping bamboo. By the way, not running, clumping. And all you gotta do is cut them from down to the bottom, and you'll be done with it. And bamboo, if you cut it off at a certain length, at a certain vertical length, it doesn't grow again. That's the end of the growth of it. So just research it and know what you're planting in your yard. But you need to be also realistic about wanting a house, especially if you're single, and even if you're a couple. If you do not like doing certain things around the house, just be honest. A lot of people just really do not like doing house chores. They rather hire people to do it. Like a lot of people have people that they hire to do their lawn. They hire people to do most of the outdoor activities. But I chose to do that myself, and I'm telling you, it's labor intensive. But I feel more satisfied that I do get my hands dirty. I don't have a problem getting my hands dirty. I'm that type of woman. You know what I mean? So, and it's important to know how to do stuff too. You need experience on doing things and fixing things, or at least attempting. And if you fail, okay, then you can hire somebody. But it's going to be a point to where you're going to be either stuck by yourself, or you're going to have two stuck people in a house, and neither one of you can do anything and fix things when there's an emergency. So I can fix a lot of stuff. So I'm good. I'm good in that department. I can fix things. I can do this and that and the other. I can do a lot of things inside. So I'm pretty much, like I said, you got to be as complete and as whole as you can as an individual before you attempt to get with someone. Just in case something happens to the other person. They leave you, which happens a lot, right? Or they die unexpectedly, or this and that and the other. So be as complete as you can so that you can fix things and not have to always hire somebody to do stuff with you or for you. So that's why I'm so glad I can do, like I said, most of the stuff outdoors, I can do all of it. I work with all type of equipment out there. The blood, sweat, and tears, let me tell you. Oh boy. And so, but the results were worth it. And it was worth it for my consciousness and for my psyche. And like I said, gave me experiences of failing. Because sometimes that yard, and especially in the back, oh boy. I used to sit on my patio and think, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But then now it's working out perfectly. So when I do sell it, the next owner, they have to invest time in and just monitoring things. And at most, they may have to mow the lawn, but that's about it. Everything that I put in the backyard, as far as plants and trees, can take care of themselves without much of a human involvement. Now, in the front yard, I kind of went a little bit overboard because now with the front yard, you do have to do some trimming and taming the look of certain plants and flowers and trees out there. So that's what I'm doing now. And like I said, be realistic about wanting a house too. I mean, this is a lot of labor intensive work. Now, are you willing to do that? I know a lot of people want houses, but they always assume, I'm not sure the assumption of it, but having a house is a lot of responsibility, a lot. And like I told you, when my parents died, they left a whole lot of unfinished projects around the house. And my dad died in 2020. And, and what we always have to look at is that a lot of our family members are just busy with their own lives. They got their wives, their husbands, their children, their grandchildren. And so they're not going to be able take care of your property too if something were to happen to you. Now, if you're married, that's different. You have to work that out. You really need to work that out and talk extensively about how you're going to handle a house if if you decide to get into a house together or get into a condo together or get into whatever. All that stuff has to be talked through and worked out so that if something were to happen, there won't be any, and like I said, I am an over communicator. So I'm going to communicate on easy subjects and tough subjects with my significant other. I'm not going to leave anything uncommunicated about. That's just and that's just from experience. That's all. Take care of these minor things so that you can enjoy the fruit of your labor. You can enjoy your relationship, and you don't have to keep saying, well, we'll do this once this is over. We'll do this once. A lot of people waited to live, per se, when they retired or when they had a certain amount of money, when this had happened, or when they rose to a certain level of income, rose to a certain level in their career. A lot of people thought that they can just pick up, that they didn't have to invest so much in their relationship and all that will come into play. Well, a lot of people get divorced after they retire, right? A lot of people get divorced after they reach a certain level of income. A lot of people do this, a lot of people do that. So there's no guarantees of anything. So I would suggest just live and be in present moment with your significant other and be realistic about what you want as far as materialistic stuff. Do you need this? Do you need that? All those things have to be talked out. So, and I learned this from experience. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. I know this from experience. I know this from the models left by my parents and the models left by people that I interact with. And when I was in a first responder field, the things I used to see, for people living by themselves when there's something unexpectedly happened, people living in these huge homes by themselves, and then they only stay in one section of the house. And then once you go look around and inspect the place, you see the neglect. So a lot of people got really smart once they kind of simplified their lives, and they just gotta, couples can live in a 1-bedroom, can't they? And you just set up time where if you need a lot more space than that, two is good. Two bedrooms, 2 baths. It could be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. I mean, you just got to talk things out. Having these big homes on these big estates of land, when we got a whole lot of housing, you just got to think like that as well. See if you can use your land, turn your land over to be in housing for somebody or some type of facility or something to that, room and housing, something. Just, just kind of think about it. You don't need to do anything. But I just want things simple when it comes to living. As long as I got a nice bed in it, I can, I have the necessary things I need: food, shelter, clothing, and then be able to walk, be 10 minutes away from a grocery store, a park, entertainment, restaurants. Like I was telling you the other day when I went out and got sushi, that area would have been perfect for me because I can walk everywhere or take ride sharing, and get the things I need and take my behind home. I don't have to be in my car because I don't want to drive too much anymore after a while as well. Once I settle down in whatever city I decide to settle down in, that's going to be interesting too, where I end up. Second phase of my life. Oh, where I'm going to end up. But it's going to be an area where, I can work remotely off my computer or not. But I prefer to work in a group, in a community where there is face-to-face with each other. We're face-to-face talking to each other and doing whatever we can to help and provide some impact to our community, and and hopefully it catches on and everybody else is doing the same thing throughout the world. You can always start small, 10 people at most, and that those 10 people have the impact that it spreads all over the world. That is possible, and that's more realistic than trying to take on more than you can chew. So what else did I want to say on this Monday? Like I said, be realistic about what you want materialistically. How many cars do you really need? Do you need 10 cars? Or is one car enough? Or no car? Right? Like I said, I don't want to be driving a lot, but I may have a vehicle for just for emergency purposes. But for the most part, I want to walk. Maybe ride a bike, but I doubt it because, riding bikes could be extremely dangerous in condensed areas where there's a lot of people and traffic, people walking and because most of the time the people are not paying attention, the bicyclist is not paying attention, and then that's when the problems start. I like to be outdoors. I like to have outdoor dining, eating outdoors at nighttime, during the evening, having dinner. You have to talk these things out like that and see it happening. I see it all happening. Talking to, my significant other, and talking to other people, of like-mindedness. Let's see what else. Just talk it out, and you'll be surprised what materializes once you do that. And you see it, and you're excited. You're like in the moment. You're in it. You feel yourself sitting at a table, and drinking and conversation, music playing. You have to be extremely vivid in your visualizing, and it does come to bear. I can attest for that. So, be in that moment, and then put it out there. It is so. It is done. It is completed, and move on to the rest of your day. All right. So I'm going to send peace and love, and chances are I'll be back.